Hello. Today we are going to talk about the market crash. Not really how it crashed, why it crashed, what crashed, but more of how the market crash actually impacted me as an individual. Not so much about victimizing, but a lot of numbers over here. My peanut size 20 cents portfolio as a, millennial. In the last I spent a month video, I didn't cover my current net worth calculation, in which later on in this video, I'm gonna let you know how much my current portfolio worth is in breakdown, specifically the Singapore exchange, the US stock market and crypto, and my Robo investors, all in very tiny numbers. So before I start, there's this disclaimer that I have to proclaim to the whole world that if you are very uncomfortable with numbers, this is by no means a comparison video because there's really nothing to compare. If you are very uncomfortable with numbers and transparency, I'll see you in 5 days time where I'll be doing a non-financing video. Yeah, and for those of you who are interested to just, stay around and see how sad my current portfolio is, you're welcome. This is not even funny, but okay, let's get into it. From the last month to this month, I actually joined cryptocurrency out of, not say peer pressure, but out of greed. I have a friend who told me that, he earned like around 8,000-ish in crypto in his first month, and I got very tempted, and he's like, no, just join. I think it's the earlier you join. And for those of you who are my returning subscribers and watchers my old finance video, you will know that I always proclaim and I always disclose that I am very uncomfortable with high risk investment, but guess which greedy pig got into it and then made a loss of like 30+% of her current portfolio in crypto. That's me. Hello, there's this person you're watching. And there's really nobody to blame. I feel like whenever you want to make an investment, it should be out of your own due diligence. It should be out of your own decision. You are the one taking the ownership. It is your owners. However, I must admit that greed really got to me. He told me that I was like, oh my god, I really don't know what to buy, and I'm just very scared. And he's like, you know what, just sign up with my referral code, whatever that I'm buying, because he has like some close relationship with people who have insider news, right? And then I'll let you know. Well, that didn't happen. I had to try it out by myself for the most part, and tada! Never do things out of greed, guys. Okay, enough of this story time. Let me tell you in numbers my portfolio. So I currently I currently invest a little tiny bit of money here and there in Robo investor, 1, Singapore exchange, 2, US market, 3, and then CoinHako is specifically for cryptocurrency, which I just got into it this month, and then I have already lost 30%. Hey, where's my hair tie? Okay, and to the numbers. For my stash away, which is Robo investors, I've never really put a lot of money in. I wanted to do this dollar cost averaging method, but somehow in the middle of the process, after I got into cryptocurrency, I totally forgot about it. In the last month, for my stash away, for my Robo investor, it is 1,884 Sing dollars. In this month, it is 1,898 Sing dollars, which is actually maintaining, surprisingly, or if you want to be even more specific, it's a $12 gain. How much principal did I put in? $1,800. So, okay. Singapore exchange, last month, one of my first REIT that I have bought actually merged with another company, so they actually refunded us with the like current stock value. And yeah, once the market was crashing, so this is very funny, on the day that Singapore government announced that we will be having a restriction phase, while I was having my lunch, I was checking out like, oh my god, should I sell some stocks? Because from last year we would have known that every time this kind of like circuit breaker or lockdown phase is happening, the stocks go down, especially for retail offices or all these kind of stocks. So then randomly I was just checking one of my Singapore bank stocks, aka OCBC. I can tell you now because it's already in the past tense. Last year during circuit breaker, I bought it at $8.92 per stock, and again I said I have very limited amount of cash, so I only bought 100 lot, which is like $892, somewhere around there. And I was checking the stock price on the market when I was having lunch. It was $12.30 around there, and I was like, oh my god, I'm going to sell OCBC when I get home, right? And then when I started walking home, I was looking at the price. It was dropping to $11.80 plus cents. I was like, oh my god, they just announced the news that there's gonna be a restriction phase. It's not even lockdown, guys, but however there's a new variant, so like more panic and more selling. I ran home. The first thing I got home was to run into the room, and I just sold that 100 stocks that I've owned, and I've gained like a profit of $300, which is actually not a lot. But still, after you hear all the little losses that I'm having, you'll know that this is actually the only right thing that I did. Yeah. So REITs last month was actually $23,935.26. Note that this value also includes some of the stocks, but it's not a very big percentage. This month it has dropped to $13,888. What's my principal amount after deducting the OCBC stock? It is actually $20,177.37, which in a way is not so bad. But then again, is it fair to compare the principal amount? You decide. I'm just putting here because I feel like as an investor and how I calculate my profit and loss, I actually count in the admin fee and the dividends, and mainly cash. Yeah, everything that I have withdrew out, or everything I have sold, everything that I have gained back in cash, that will be like a more figurative number to me than paper. Yeah. However, this amount that I've stated does not include admin fee. If you include admin fee, it's around the current value, I would say. So for REITs, it's also a drop of around $700 in value for principal. But if you want to talk about the nominal value, from last month to this month, it has dropped. What is this percentage? It has dropped by 12.7%, guys, which is a lot for me. CoinHako, which is a crypto, I put in 1,000. The current value now is 7,200. No. Sorry, it's not 1,000. It's 10,000. Current value is $7,240.49. That is like a 30% drop. Before I tell you how I'm feeling about it and what I'm going to do with it, I'm just going to continue reading so you know the full picture. eToro, which is US market, last month was actually at, this is in Sing dollars, $1,713. I've only put around like 1,000 USD in eToro, by the way. Yeah, so this month it has dropped to $1,641.79 in total. Last month I had around $37,533 worth of value for my portfolio. This month I have $31,669.16, which is a 15.6% decrease in value. Much of these amounts due to crypto, which again is probably my mistake, because out of greed I believed and trust my friend, which is something you shouldn't do, guys. Take everything upon yourself. Yeah, that's all I can say. And in principle, which means in cash, I have used around $33,393, which also means that even if I'm counting my in principle value, the current drop in my investment is too much of a loss. I'm going crazy. Now let's talk about how I'm feeling and what I'm gonna do about it. I'm going to do nothing. I'm going to hold it, especially for crypto. I feel like, so there's this term called paper loss, which means that on paper you're making a loss, but because you haven't withdrawn in cash, you haven't liquidated your assets, it's not yet a realized loss. For me, paper loss is still forgivable, or is still like, how do you call that? For me, I'm somebody who won't really focus a lot on paper loss after this market crash. Oh my god, this is so sad. But usually all my investments that I have made with the logical mind, even the bad ones that I have made at the beginning, has never had such a bad impact. So it's really out of greed that I went into the cryptocurrency, trusting my friend that he will provide me with insiders info while he leeches on my referral fee. Something you shouldn't do, guys. If there's any takeaway in this video, it's just to do your own duty and just be prepared that I think one good expectation settings that I set for myself is that this money I'm prepared to lose. As much as I'm not, but I'm prepared to lose. It is not in my bank, so I don't feel so bad when it's disappearing. I'm just going to hold these stocks. For REITs, I'm not so afraid because in principle, I'm still earning actually. For my cryptocurrency, I'm just gonna hold it because I really don't want to realize anything, even if it means that it will just drop all the way to, I don't even want to jinx it, okay? But I feel like with inflation, cryptocurrency is just gonna increase anyway. I'm just gonna hold it, even if it takes me 3 years to regain back my $10,000. I will just tell myself that if you put in a bank, a Singapore bank that is, it's the same. Yeah, so that's how I always comfort myself. You can try it for yourself if it works. And for the rest, so long as my in principle, my current value is more than my in principle, I'm not very afraid. I'm still trying to grow my portfolio, but I would focus more on what I know and what I trust, which is currently REITs. Also, now I feel like I have reached another level of enlightenment about money and finances, is that the fact that I'm going back for my second degree and I'm surviving on my allowance, which is super little, but I'm really very grateful for. I realized how easy it is to survive if I were to just be by myself, leeching under my parents' roof. And I've done some calculations before, even if I were to buy a house in Singapore or get married in Singapore, a minimum salary of 3,000 is very easy to do that. Yeah. So even though in this market crash I have lost my main bulk of cash deposit for my house, if let's say I'm gonna get a house, still I am not deterred to make any more investments. This is just some lows and highs, and this is really a very expensive lesson to not to be greedy. Yeah, but that's all, guys. If you want in monetary value, how much did I lose? In total, that's $5,863.86, which is about 15.6% of my last month's portfolio. Do you play with the market? Let me know how's your portfolio doing. Don't have to be super transparent like what I'm doing now, but you can just let me know how you're doing, even if you are riding the high. And you know, in this bullish market, nobody can expect anything. That's all for this video. I hope you like it, and I hope this is still a positive video. Yeah, money to me is secondary right now. Maybe in future it will be primary. That's all for this video. I'll see you in 5 days time, and yeah, that's all. Stay safe, wash your hands, and wear your mask, guys. Bye.